What is up, YouTube? It's Russell Brock, aka Russelltron 5000, aka Cockzilla. I will be reviewing Noctourniquet by the Mars Volta today. I know I'm a month late to this, but I wanted to let the album sink in and let the fanboy fun of a new Mars Volta album and just having it subside so I can give a more objective perspective on the album. Real quick, for those who aren't familiar, the Mars Volta are comprised of Cedric Bixler-Zavala, who's the vocalist and lyricist, and Omar Rodriguez Lopez, who is guitarist and the main composer or mastermind or little Hitler behind the Mars Volta. So, the Mars Volta, known for experimentation, out there progressive rock wankery, even though they hate the term progressive rock. I'm sorry, you guys, that's kind of the only way we can categorize you. Until we can come up with something better, this is all we're going to have to deal with. Though I will say, Cedric described this album as future punk. And after listening to Noctourniquet, holy fuck, I see it, I hear it, I know what he's talking about now. So yeah, let's get into it. Noctourniquet, is it good? Yes, it is quite good. From the opening salvo of synthesized barrages of electronics that is the whip hand, that song starts this album off perfectly. It brings you into the universe that Noctourniquet takes place in. And you think it's going to be like an interesting ride, you know, the vocals come in, guitar comes in, you're like, okay, this is the Mars Volta. And all of a sudden, these synthesizers just, wow, 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 wow. They just come at you out of nowhere. And it's the musical equivalent of being kicked right in the balls, falling down a black hole, and then that black hole ends in front of a Incan pyramid that is overrun by xenomorphs. Yeah, the thing from Aliens. Actually, you know what? It'd just be that pyramid scene at the beginning of the first Aliens vs. Predator movie, which was like the only good part of that movie. I am getting sidetracked, guys. Here we go. Noctourniquet. So, yes, it is a great album. There's a lot of electronic experimentation in the album, which is something the Mars Volta are not known for. There's also a lot of really cool punk moments. The song Dyslexicon, for example, has Cedric shouting lyrics, which is something you rarely hear in the Mars Volta, and that was kind of the thing that was almost exclusive to At the Drive-In. So yeah, some of the other songs that stand out to me that are really great are Empty Vessels Make the Loudest Sound, which is the fourth song on the album. I personally enjoy it because it's a very direct song in terms of guitar playing and in terms of the lyrics and the vocal delivery. It's almost just a very sweet song. When I listened to the Mars Volta in the past, I liked them because of the experimentation, because of the craziness, and the just sheer badassery of them, right? But this is the first time I've heard something by them that is relatable, which blew my mind. Another song I really like, In Absentia. This song is the most electronic on the album. It's got a shitload of noise. It sounds like rattling electronic synthesized chains almost. It sounds like they brought in the ghost of Jacob Marley when he's not haunting Ebenezer Scrooge, and Omar was like, hey, come in here and rattle some chains for me. And he was like, I gotcha, bro. For those of you who got that Christmas Carol reference, congratulations, you read. Yeah. So, yes. And the cool thing about In Absentia is the song gets more and more dense and starts just closing in on you. It gives you this claustrophobic feel. And right towards the end, the song just opens up. And it's like going through a forest of sound that you just cannot see out of. And towards the end, you reach a clearing, and the song just spreads out and totally changes. And it's got some of Cedric's best vocal moments. Another song I really like is Zed and Two Knots. That song is your typical, well, not typical, but it's like your classic Mars Volta closer, where it is that holy fuck, that was a ride. And that's what's so great about this album, is there are few albums nowadays that are willing to challenge the listener to stay on board through the whole thing and see it through to the end. I would say that this is like the Mars Volta's other albums in the sense that it's not necessarily meant to be enjoyed. It's meant to be experienced. And that, my friends, is called art. The Art Volta. That is what they should change their name to, because that is what they've accomplished. They've accomplished another just incredible work of art. And if this is what they were experimenting with a couple years ago when they were recording this, I cannot wait to see what they're messing with next, because I'm sure it will be just as mind-blowing and just as game-changing. So yeah, in closing, I think it's a great album. I didn't want to get too in-depth just because, you know, this would be like a 40-minute video, and I could spend hours on it. In thoughts, it's a 5 out of 5. Great album. Check it out. It's worth experiencing, and it's definitely a ride worth taking. This is Russell Brock, a.k.a. Russelltron 5000, a.k.a. Coxzilla, a.k.a. Noctourniquet. Mars Volta. Buy it. Closing with saying, St. Christopher, don't go wandering with no one left to save, 'cause no one's at the wheel.